Hi, Freddie and I wanted to do a video about one of our current disciple. I asked him if he wanted to remain anonymous, but he said I asked him like over about 8 times if he wanted to remain anonymous about something that I wanted him to share with the world, and he said about 8 times I asked him, and towards the end he finally said, yeah, you know what, go ahead and just use my name. You could even use my Chinese name and my real name. And I said, are you sure? I said, okay, well that's good, because you're actually facing up to reality, and I feel that you could reach out to a lot of people and what you're going through. So I asked him for his permission to use his email to read it out word for word, and we're going to elaborate on that, okay? So, close the door, please, Angelina. Okay. Okay, this is from Todai, and his first name is Richard, okay? He's one of Freddie's current active disciple, and he also went to Chinatown with us too, okay? Alright, this is what he had typed, okay? I had sent him some photos from Chinatown, and he had responded a very nice, deep email to Freddie and I was in shock, because this is what we didn't know what was going on in his life, that he tended to let us know without us even asking him. He wanted to express it to Freddie and I. He was pretty much reaching out to us, and we were very touched by it. And this is something that we feel that you shouldn't keep as a secret. It's something you should share with the world to let people know what you're going through, so you can help other people, and how you've come to overcoming your struggles in the past and how you are now, you know. So I find it very inspiring and very heart-touching, okay? So I'm going to read you his email. Alright, and all I said was just sent him, enjoy the photos, blah, 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 you know. And then he responded back and said, and you guys should be proud of Sifu and the impact he's having on me and all of us. I feel like the more I am around him, the more he makes me a better person in everyday life outside the kun. So this is his email talking about Sifu Freddie Lee. His positiveness and support has saved me. I don't know if I ever told you this, but my father-in-law once told my mother that he thinks Freddie has saved her son, that being me. You guys just have no idea how dark and awful my life was late fall, winter of 2008. I had a lot of things hit me and didn't know how to handle it. I was suicidal. I was very close to ending it all on several occasions. I had it all thought out and planned out too. But shortly after, maybe after around early 2009, that's when Freddie reached out to me. We talked about training, and then in spring of that year, maybe late April, my and our journey in martial arts began. He took me under his wing, and I listened and tried to learn from everything he taught me. He was my shepherd. He listened when I told him about what was going on in my life. And he gave me practical advice on how to deal with it when I wasn't physically trained. Things started to change in my life. I'd come to see him train whenever I could, but there were still some things I can't control. And for that time, or during that time when I had disappeared from you guys, I tried to take matters into my own hands, maybe test the waters and see what else was out there. Big mistake. Big disappointment. Okay, let me cut off right there for a moment. What he was telling in the email was he did train with Freddie for a while, right? But all of a sudden he just disappeared and just said that, oh, financially I can't train right now, you know. And okay, fine, you know, Freddie had let him go because he wasn't ready to train again. And so what he was doing for, I think about how long? 3 years he was gone for?
Yeah.
He was gone. Richard took a 3-year break from Freddie, and Freddie had texted him through email, Facebook, called him, left him voicemails. Richard never responded for 3 years, okay? And Freddie got the hint that, okay, he's a busy guy, I understand, so I'll let him go. So the total time that Richard had not seen Freddie or speak to Freddie was 3 years, okay? So what we found out later on was that Richard had gone to another school learning Taekwondo.
Yeah.
He went to another school learning Taekwondo. He even got a black belt, okay? And when he returned, he got more flexible. He did his he was able to kick higher, you know, he got more in shape, you know, for the 3 years that he's been training with a Taekwondo school, you know. and but still, they didn't really cater to what he really wanted to do, so he wasn't very happy about that. So eventually, after 3 years, he was done, you know. Okay, now I'm going to read back to his email to continue, okay? So that's what that break was, that 3-year break. Okay, I tried to take matters into my own hands, maybe test the waters, see what else was out there. Big mistake, big disappointment. I can tell Sifu was a bit hurt by that. I am too, but he took me back. When was it? Springtime of last year, he took me back, and for that, you have no idea how grateful I am. If he didn't, I would have had a chance to, I would have not had the chance to experience all that I am now, or will continue to, with the FMK family. Don't get me wrong, life's still a struggle for me on my end, but it feels like it's gonna be okay after all. It honestly feels like I'm about to turn a corner, but it's gonna get better. The love and the support I feel from Sifu and the Lee family, you guys are gonna get me through this. And I'm sorry, I have to remain by all of your sides until I die. Aw, you gonna die with us? Just kidding. Okay, I would die for you guys. I'll do whatever I can to keep training at the Coon, support the Lee family, networking, bring in business, whatever it takes. Please again, thank Freddie's parents for lunch for me. And thank you guys for making me a better person and making me feel loved and appreciated. Oh my gosh, I'm tearing up a bit writing this. I'm so happy for Freddie, too. His parents must be so proud to see what's happening with FMK. They are such good parents, just like him. Now I see where he gets it from. He's touching all of our lives and making a big impact. Such a well-written email, Richard. We had to share that. And I just told, after we read this, me and Freddie, I read it out loud for Freddie and I to hear, and I said, you know what, this email is so deep, that so heartfelt, that there's no way we could keep it a secret. There's no way that only Freddie and I should hear this, and only you know what you had typed to us, you know? This is something that I feel that should be shared with the world, to know, so that the world know that life is not perfect. Life is not always catered to us 100%. Life is not always smooth sailing. Life is not always like so easy. Everything just comes to us, you know what I mean? Life is a struggle for everybody, you know, in a different way. And what Richard went through, feeling suicidal, feeling down, feeling that living is kind of just like nothing but a headache with financial stuff. I mean, even, or whatever reason it is, it doesn't have to be financial, it could be anything that we don't know about, you know? And it kind of falls on to me too, to know what he went through, because in my life too, I've always felt that life is so difficult. Sometimes not living maybe even easier. You don't have to worry about debt, you don't have to worry about headaches, you don't have to worry about arguments, you don't have to worry about feeling bad about certain things in life. Life is such a headache sometimes. But then I snap out of it and realize, like, what am I thinking? I can't do this. I can't leave this world. I still have the kids to raise with Freddie. I still have Freddie in my life. I still have his family. I still have my family. I still have a lot going on for me, that I'm just being a little spoiled. I'm being a little selfish. I'm being like, there's so much to complain about on and on that I can bring out. But then if I leave this world, it's going to be very devastating to a lot of people in my life and really break their heart. So I can't do that, and I have to be there for my kids that I have brought into this world with Freddie. So, so I know how Richard feels, and based on his experience, he just is just very appreciative. Just feels that that there are people out there that do care and love me, you know. And coming to the martial arts school, to Freddie's Modern Kung Fu, he's gotten to know us better, Freddie and I and the kids. He's gotten to know Freddie's parents more, and he's gotten to meet the other Freddie's Modern Kung Fu members as well, that are always so happy to see him as well. And he got to hang out with us in Chinatown and got to feel of like, wow, this group is pretty cool. This group is a lot of fun. We're always doing fitness and martial arts stuff, you know, and Sifu's always around us, and, you know, we're all here to promote Sifu's school, and the support from Freddie's parents, and everybody there was just such a great big family. And having that big lunch that Freddie's parents had paid for, it was just like a lot of fun, very fabulous. How often do we get as many people as this together, you know, and enjoy together and appreciate that moment and take all these photos and take all these fun videos and stuff, you know? It was a really fun day. And while we were driving to Chinatown in the Freddie's Modern Kung Fu FMK Mobile, the minivan, we were driving off the lakeshore path of Chicago, going south, and the Lake Michigan's to our left, and all these, the Buckingham water fountain was there, and we came up with ideas to do more promos, you know, to do more. We could even do the lion dance, and Freddie had ordered a really cool Bose speaker thing, a portable one, so the music will be louder, and we're going to do some lion dance in the beginning and towards the end as well. And in between that, we're going to do some fitness and martial art demo. It was like so much fun, and we had so many FMK members that wanted to volunteer to join us and have fun and hang out, and a great promo for the summer while the weather's nice. So that's another get together and another family get together as well. So anything, Freddie?
Anything. So Todai Bai was one of the first to train with me after you know, I got let go with the other job, and we started out training in the basement. We trained outside near my home. He's one of them. There's another guy that I trained with too for about 1.5 years. And he's no longer with FMK, and he just disappeared. The other guy, you know. And I don't know why he disappeared, right? And then Todai Bai disappeared out of nowhere, and you know, every time somebody leaves, especially back then when I first started, it brings a lot of pain inside. You know what I mean? Every time I train somebody, there's like a certain connection I have with the people, and Todai Bai stayed with me up till now. Todai Bai was one of the first that, you know, trained me down in the basement, and he's still with us, you know, through thick and thin. And Todai Bai, you know, I'm glad to have him back involved with the FMK, you know, after disappearing, and finding out that he went to another school, trained in another school, and he's got that experience that he wanted to get, and now he knows what it's like. So there's nothing more to question anymore. And I think that sometimes people, they go that route, you know. Sometimes people, they don't appreciate, you know, what they have until they experience something else. You know, like even with me and Jenny, we've been married for so long. Sometimes it's easy to be like, you know what, F this, let me do something else. But then when you do something else, you realize that everything that you left was, you know, a great thing. You know, and then you experience the other side. You see what it's like on the other side, and you see that, hey, you know, over here it's something that I should appreciate. But I'm glad to have him back. As far as like my experiences in training people, I mean, as this business has been growing, as the Kun has been growing, I've been interacting with people online, interacting with people directly. I've been interacting with a lot of people compared to how many people I interacted with before I developed this crew. And when you have less people, it's easier to get like attached to the people and kind of like maybe emotional or whatnot. But as you grow as a Sifu, you kind of have to learn to kind of like, in a way, detach yourself, you know, not get too down if people leave. You gotta see that sometimes people need time to grow, and they may not be ready for, you know, this type of training, or simply it might not be right for them, you know. And I understand that, and there's really nothing that you could be upset about them for, but you just kind of like, you know, you just hope that people stay and that people continue to grow with you. But sometimes people move on, and I realize that. But to have somebody leave and then come back, you know, I think it's a good thing. You know that you know, it just shows that, you know, that we don't hold resentment or whatnot, and that we are open, you know, to people to reignite and to continue to grow together. I see that it's common in the society to kind of jump around to different schools, date around different women, like constantly doing new things. People don't really have much loyalty and commitment nowadays, but what I'm trying to promote is loyalty and commitment and, working together towards a common goal. And I think that this kun serves to be a very valuable resource to help people grow in their lives in many different ways. And it doesn't have to be limited to, a specific way or a specific style or whatever you want to call it. As you see, I'm open to working with many different people from different backgrounds, different skill levels, different experiences. All that experience combined into the kun just takes it to the next level. And Todai Bai is somebody that likes to do his own thing, which is great, which is fine. He loves the color white, just wears white all the time. He has his own expression in the way that he does things, and I'm not here to kind of force people to mold. I like to let people allow themselves to be themselves, But then there are certain people that like to have certain guidelines established and to be pointed in a certain direction. So I'm here to provide both opportunities. People that like more of a customized path, and other people that like to follow along a certain regimen. So I gotta learn to adapt according to whoever I'm training and whoever I'm dealing with. And really, it boils down to their own personal growth and what they're really looking to gain from the martial arts. So,
Alright, that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for letting us share with the world, Richard, and thank you for reaching out to us, and thank you for giving permission to reach out to millions of other people. Okay? Alright. Bye, Ken. See you later. See you later. See you later. See you later.